Hello, welcome to mcDoll Strategy and Tactics, and thank you to our subscribers. In this series, we play through each of the battles in the American Grand Campaign in Close Combat 4, the Battle of the Bulge. We use historical WW2 US Army doctrine to plan and conduct each battle. We start on the strategic map. It is 1600 hours on December 21, 1944, and the weather is overcast. Artillery has been allocated, there is no air support, and no supply drops. In the last episode, the US 10th Armoured Division fought the German Kampfgruppe Falloway from the Lehr Division at Weiler. The battle was a total American victory, and the German battle group was forced to disband. The next battle is at Esch Sur Sure between the US 109th Regimental Combat Team of 28th Division and Kampfgruppe 901 of the Lehr Division. Commander, holding Esch Sur Sure gives us a tactical advantage if the Germans attack onto the map. It must be held. Deploy your men in the tower. Because of its superior elevation, you should be able to see right into any attacking German lines. The attack should come from the south, so defensive positions should be concentrated in that direction. On the US side is an American infantry battle group from the 109th Infantry Regiment under command of Colonel Rudder. It moves slowly, and reserves are at half strength. The company consists of 3 platoons. 1st and 2nd platoon are infantry, and 3rd platoon is a support platoon with 2 anti-tank guns and a mortar. The squads retain their names and statistics. And with only 2 killed in the last battle, there are no new squads. Now, let's review each of the squads. 3-1 is 3rd Platoon Headquarters. 1-1 is 1st Platoon Headquarters. 2-1 is 2nd Platoon Headquarters. 2-2 is a BAR squad. 1-2 is a BAR squad. 1-3 is also a BAR squad. 2-3 is a rifle squad. 3-5 is a recon squad. 3-3 is a 57mm anti-tank gun. 3-4 is also a 57mm anti-tank gun. 2-5 is a Browning 30 caliber medium machine gun. 1-5 is also a Browning 30 caliber medium machine gun. 3-2 is a 60mm light mortar. 2-4 is an M9 bazooka team. And 1-4 is an M9 bazooka team. Next, let's look at the map and conduct a commander's estimate of the situation. Our mission is to defend Esch Sur Sure. Esch Sur Sure Castle is located on a spur in the small town of Esch Sur Sure in the northwest of Luxembourg. It is naturally protected by a sharp meander in the river Sure, which surrounds the town and the castle on 3 sides. The far river bank is dominated by heavily wooded steep slopes. The road from Wiltz runs across the Pont de Pierre in the southeast and winds north through the town. Passing the Château d'Esch Sur Sure with its prominent 3-story square tower, then crossing the Pont Rue de Candorf in the northwest on its way to Martelange. At the bridge it joins the road south to Echternacht. Both roads are dominated by the round castle keep on high ground south of the town. This is what the town looks like today. The map is remarkably similar to the actual town, bridges, and the meander of the river. And the view from the round keep, looking north to the tower and the Pont Rue de Candorf off to the left. Observation from the tower and the round keep are excellent, and both locations can keep both roads in view. Similarly, The view from the Pont de Kaundorf along the western meander of the river is unobstructed. Observation within the town is limited by the buildings, with long lines of fire along the roads, but otherwise favouring short-range engagements. The stone walls of the castle, tower, and keep provide the best cover in the area. Next best are the wooden buildings in the town. The thick woods surrounding the town also provide concealment. The River Sure is the key obstacle to movement in the area. The cliff faces at the base of the castle and in the woods are also impassable to vehicles, although they can be climbed by infantry. Unsurprisingly, this channels vehicle movement along the roads, past the castle and over the bridges. The Pont de Kaundorf is decisive terrain, as it controls all vehicle movement to the west. The tower and the round keep are both key terrain due to the significant defensive advantages of each location. The two avenues of approach from the south are either side of the river to the west, and to the east along the river and through the town. The Americans are expecting contact with Kampfgruppe 901 of the Lehr division, a tank training formation. So, we can expect the Germans to bring at least a troop of panzers, along with Sonderkraftfahrzeug half-tracks and supporting Panzergrenadier infantry. The Germans are advancing from the south, and in the last few battles have been gradually advancing their front line into the southern outskirts of the town. And the Pont de Kaundorf is the likely German objective. Once again, the Germans could advance along the western avenue of approach. Armour could push forward quickly to seize the bridge and cut off the Americans in the town. Then support the German infantry to conduct a deliberate clearance back to the southeast. This approach could weaken American forces in Esch Sur Sure by cutting them off from reinforcement and supply. And it could avoid unnecessary delay. However, it relies on a rapid advance by armour, and the avenue is otherwise exposed, with little cover from anti-tank gun or machine gun fire. Or the Germans could conduct a slow, deliberate clearance of the town from the southeast. This approach has the benefit of ejecting the Americans from the area and removing a potential threat to the flank of any German units advancing through the town. The Germans have largely adopted this approach in previous battles, albeit with support from panzers on the western flank across the river. It is likely they will continue this approach, supporting fire from the panzers on the left flank to the west, infantry advancing in the centre, and close-in fire support from Sonderkraftfahrzeug on the right flank to the east. The American defensive plan in this sector has proven its value in multiple battles now. The plan would continue to anchor on positioning the anti-tank weapons to destroy the panzers and Sonderkraftfahrzeug. The anti-tank weapons would be screened by the infantry in a defensive formation with 2 platoons forward. The main line of resistance would remain within the southern outskirts of the town, leaving a recon squad in the castle tower as early warning and ready to withdraw north. I have made my decision and have placed the platoons and squads in position. From their position at the Pont de Kaundorf, both anti-tank guns have good lines of sight along the western meander of the river. First platoon to the west. The BAR squads in each of the towers. The bazooka in depth. And the medium machine gun covering the road. Second platoon to the east. The BAR squads and rifle squads forward. The bazooka in depth, ready to counter any armoured thrust up the road. And the medium machine gun covering the front of the position. Third platoon in depth. The light mortar in a defilade firing position. and both anti-tank guns emplaced at the Pont Rue de Kaundorf. With the recon squad in the tower as early warning and ready to withdraw north into the Slit Trench. And so we begin. A Panzer IV on the road to Echternach, and a Sonderkraftfahrzeug in the open ground to the west. Elgin's squad comes under tank fire, and withdraws under fire, as does Gibbs. Another Panzer IV.
Down.
Sonderkraftfahrzeug 251x2 8cm mortar half-track to the east. Invites a mortar counterfire mission. Gibbs's BAR squad is almost entirely eliminated. Elgin pushes forward. The Germans appear to be concentrating their attack in the south. A large number of infantry around the Pont de Pierre and the Befehlspanzer 5G.
Team redeployed. Barrage available!
The infantry concentration is the perfect target for the artillery barrage.
All completed!
Curtis's anti-tank gun opens fire on the Panzer IV in the west and destroys the Panzer. Jarrell's bazooka squad comes under fire. They withdraw under fire.
All completed!
First Platoon's medium machine gun eliminates the Panzerschreck squad crossing the river. Jarrell is unconscious. Parks is seeking cover. The eastern flank is wide open to tank attack. First Platoon moves Moylan's bazooka team to the platoon boundary to reinforce the eastern flank. In the east, one of the first artillery barrage casualties in the campaign. And another as the mortar half-track is damaged. Matey on the 60mm mortar looks to close the deal. But switches targets to the flame half-track. German infantry are getting perilously close to the American frontline positions. Early's medium machine gun has no target. Second Platoon's BAR squad is eliminated.
Überzieher!
Move completed.
Conserving ammunition! Nailed it!
Curtis's anti-tank gun immobilizes, then destroys the Sonderkraftfahrzeug 251-16 Flammenwerfer. The Befehlspanzer is on the move.
Team redeployed.
So far, the Americans have only chipped away at German armoured strength. Parks on the bazooka runs forward to counter the Panther tank.
Unter Beschuss!
Moylin's bazooka squad backs him up. Strong, on 2nd Platoon's medium machine gun, puts rounds on the attacking German infantry.
Team redeployed.
Feldwebel! Feigling!
Curtis now targets the Befehlspanzer.
Conserving ammunition!
Secured.
But runs out of ammo. The frontal fire had no effect.
Area secured.
Curtis's anti-tank gun takes a hit.
Ich halt's nicht mehr aus! Bailing out!
And is destroyed.
Area secured.
The German attack on 1st Platoon in the west is petering out.
Conserving ammunition!
And 2nd Platoon holds firm in the east.
Feigling!
Parks is knocked out, the bazooka squad lost. Elgin's rifle squad has taken heavy casualties. The battle is starting to look like another stalemate. Neither side able to force a decision. The German infantry attack in the west defeated. A Sturmgrenadier squad, Zugführergruppe, Sonderkraftfahrzeug 251-16 Flammenwerfer. The Americans have the open ground south of the tower well covered with rifles and machine guns.
Go! moving, soldier!
Panzerschreck squad eliminated. The two panzers seem reluctant to push ahead of the infantry, who are bogged down in front of the American position.
Keep your heads down. Don't shoot! Team down!
Elgin's rifle squad is eliminated by an attacking Sturmgrenadier squad. The east flank is looking dangerously exposed. Company headquarters orders Merch's BAR squad to mousetrap into 2nd Platoon's position. The Panzer IV senses weakness and pushes forward. Hinckley's anti-tank gun does not have the shot. Strong's medium machine gun comes under tank fire and is destroyed. The Germans are methodically destroying the defences on the eastern flank. Wright's BAR squad also shifts east to rebuild the front line. The 60mm mortar puts out a smoke mission to screen the friendly movements. And runs out of ammunition.
Incoming!
Enemy spotted.
The BAR squads take fire crossing the street.
Keep your heads down.
Heavy casualties. Rodriguez in 1st Platoon headquarters now opens fire on the new German front line. Moylan's bazooka squad moves onto the flank.
Geht in Deckung!
Enemy spotted.
Focus us!
We need to pull back!
Major American victory. The battle ended because time ran out. Both sides still control some victory locations. The Americans won the battle because they control a greater number of crucial victory locations than the Germans. While the Americans hold the same number of victory locations as the Germans, 3, this result once again reflects that the Americans hold the more valuable victory location at the Pont Rue de Caendorf. The Americans lost 15 killed, 16 wounded, 1 prisoner, and 1 anti-tank gun. Relatively heavy casualties. The Germans lost 25 killed, 20 wounded, 1 tank destroyed, and 1 armoured vehicle destroyed. Let's examine the American squads. Murch, Wofford and Del Grosso from 1st Platoon's BAR squad were seriously wounded crossing the street. Wright's squad was eliminated, with Wright, Mariotti and Taylor killed, and Gavini, Nelson and Scarborough seriously wounded. Barton, in Moylan's bazooka squad, was killed. Kirk, in Early's medium machine gun, was killed. Gibbs's BAR squad was wiped out, all killed except Caldwell, who was seriously wounded. Elgin's rifle squad was also wiped out, all dead except Ingerson, who surrendered. Easley was awarded the Combat Infantryman's badge. Nolan, in the Recon squad, is awarded the Silver Star for his leadership defending the tower against infantry assault. Well earned. Jarrell and Parks in the bazooka squad both seriously wounded. Fowler and Addison in Curtis's anti-tank gun share credit for a tank kill, the Panzer IV, but the gun is knocked out. The crew, all seriously wounded, save Anderson. Finally, Strong's medium machine gun in 2nd Platoon is wiped out, all seriously wounded. So far, the campaign remains a major American victory. The Grand Campaign has 11 days remaining. Your defence of the Ardennes is progressing better than your historical counterparts. Once again, the Americans dominate the front line east of the Our River, with only Esch Sur Sure remaining contested and a foothold at Echternach. Over the campaign, cumulative American losses are 414 killed in action, 416 wounded in action, 54 tanks, 5 vehicles, and 19 guns. Cumulative German losses are 1,067 killed in action, 1,018 wounded in action, 155 tanks, 153 armoured vehicles, and 1 anti-tank gun. So, what did we learn? Dislocation. This means arranging your forces so that the enemy puts the wrong effects in the wrong place at the wrong time. In this case, I had grown complacent with the success of the ambush location on the western meander of the river, and the repeated and predictable German armoured assaults along that axis, and so did not adjust my plan. When the Germans switched their main effort to the east, the power of my 2 anti-tank gun ambush was dislocated. Apart from the single Panzer IV in the opening minutes of battle, and the Flammenwerfer, neither gun played a significant role. They were the wrong effects, at the wrong place, and the wrong time. When the Befehlspanzer did appear, Curtis's 57mm anti-tank gun tried to attack its frontal armour, predictably to no effect, and the anti-tank gun was knocked out. This allowed the Germans a free hand to focus on the eastern flank, where they made good progress. All 4 BAR and rifle squads were in effect eliminated, with heavy casualties in bazooka and medium machine gun squads, mostly from tank fire. Fortunately, the German infantry attack was also defeated, because by the end of the battle, the entire American position was really only held by 3 command squads. And hope. The power of dislocation. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and donate. And stay tuned for the next episode.